internet. Oh, it's been a while since I've done one of these, which I suppose is not necessarily a good thing, because I only do them when I feel really lonely and shit. But you spend 6 years in therapy. There's not really a lot a therapist can tell me. So yeah, just feeling fucking lonely, swearing, feeling lonely. I'm not going to see my kid this Christmas. I'll just be on my own. Family all gone on holiday to Australia. I can see my nan and granddad, but my auntie's got my godson, my cousin. He's really severely autistic, and him and the dogs don't get on. So it's not that they don't get on. It's just they get very unsettled. Autism's like a huge sensitivity, isn't it? And dogs are the same. So especially my Australian Shepherd, Red, he gets unsettled. Bit like me, really, I guess. And my ex is on bail now. The penny finally dropped with the police that it wasn't me the whole time. So they've been quite supportive. I thought they were being supportive because they wanted to help me, but it probably now seems more accurate that they're mad at her. So, but at least I'm not getting arrested and stuff anymore. That was such a mad 2025 was such a mad year. Oh mate, literally like wild. End of 2024, got married, and then immediately after that called the police for help because my ex had a breakdown because my mum basically forced her to have a breakdown when she was pregnant, and she was emigrating and depression and whatever. And then even though I called them for help because of this mad like troubled sergeant. There's like a clique in Cheshire Police, and she's known, this girl. She's called Sophie. She's known. Like every time he speaks with Bobby about her, she's like, they give her like a wry smile. But anyway, how many times I got bloody arrested? I don't even know. I lost count. Including at the doors of the maternity ward. After, yeah, that was in 2025. No. He's nearly 2 now. I don't know. The bloody years are getting all mixed up. No, 2025. He was already born. Sorry. But I definitely did get arrested this year, multiple times, for not literally on days where I hadn't even spoken to her because they were mad at me. Police were mad at me because I complained about them. It was such a wild year. Yeah, it was such a mad year. I got smashed into by a bloody guy for an insurance job, and he hit the side of the van with a baby seat in it. Fortunately, the baby wasn't in it, and the dog's in the back of the van. So that messed my back up really bad. I was losing the feeling in my legs, but I was still having to walk the dogs because I didn't have any support network. There was just no one to help. Grandparent, my nan's lovely, but she's too old. My granddad's got Alzheimer's, so he's my hero as well. That's challenging to deal with. I think I've processed most of it, but some of it. Yeah, the thing is though, I don't even have time to process stuff. My friend died this year, Baz, and I literally have been so like caught up in everything that I didn't even have time to process his death. So when the funeral came, it all just hit me like a ton of bricks, and I had to walk out, and I had to go around the corner just crying my eyes out. Best mate when I was growing up, and we sort of fell out or whatever. Sort of weird scenario, but yeah, what a mad year. I'm glad to see the back of this year. It's definitely made me who I am, and I'm grateful. The mad thing is, like, with challenging times, it's God's way of showing you love, which I realised. A film called Father Stew with, what's his name, Mark Wahlberg, about a boxer that turns into a priest. I didn't understand it when I was watching it. Excuse me, the film. like he's saying like God's testing you means that he loves you, and I was like, surely that's completely backwards. But the only way that you can grow is through, basically, the intellectual understanding is post-traumatic growth. So like if God wants you to grow, he'll give you challenges, and you sort of sign up to it before you get here. The way that I described it to myself in my journal was like, like when you're doing when you're setting up a character on a game, and you've got like certain amount of points to attribute to certain attributes. So like you've got like Tiger Woods would have, this is the one I always go to because I played Tiger Woods a lot when I was younger. I still like it now. Tiger Woods 2004. You've got like speed, accuracy, put in, whatever, and you've got a certain amount of points at the beginning of the game that you can attribute to however much you want, and everyone can choose. Basically, I think the Tibetans talk about this. I think it's probably the Taoists. I think this is like it's not your human body having like a spiritual experience. It's a spirit soul having a human experience. But basically, I think you get to choose before you get here how much, depending on how many times you've been here and how old your soul is. You basically choose prior to coming here the challenges that you're going to face and how much growth and what you want. And I think everyone in life is actually balanced. So like, for example, like on Tiger Woods or whatever, you can choose all the ones that make your character better, but in karma, in the universe, you choose the ones that make you better. So for example, like maybe because I was fast or whatever, I chose to be fast, which was obviously very beneficial for my life. But then to counteract that, you need to pay for it with something, with a challenge, or with being short, something like that. And I think everyone in the world is balanced. I think that's the karma thing. I think like that's why there's no one that's more important. I was just having a conversation with someone then in the co-op about of Premier League footballers and how they think they're better than everyone, and the lower league footballers, it's like the old school, like the more human, like they don't take time with the fans and stuff like that. Well, they think they're better than everyone. The typical example is like Ronaldo, isn't it? I've heard stories about the physio that I used to work on used to do the drug testing with him. Just like I don't know him obviously, but from what I hear, extremely arrogant. Because he thinks he's better than everyone because he's got loads of money and he's good looking or whatever he thinks that he is. But like, there's a huge difference between having positive attributes and accepting them in a non-egotistical, humble way, and then I suppose it comes from insecurity, like built, because I did that when I was younger. When I realised that I was good looking, because I felt like I had nothing else, I was very, very down on myself. So when I got with a really, really hot girl, who's it was funny actually. It was weird actually. This is a funny story. I was dating this girl, and her boyfriend before me was Premier League footballer, and he played for City. And that was such a mad life. And I really liked her actually. One of my friends convinced me to not get with her because she was like narcissistic or whatever, which in hindsight was probably well placed, but I ended up sacking her off. I think I might be the only person to ever sack her off. Anyway, and I was dating this girl. I did really like her. She was very, very hot. It was very, very good for my ego. And when I was getting with her, I was like, oh mate, I must be good looking then. And then I built this like ego arrogance thing, but it was only because I was insecure, because I felt like I didn't have anything else. I felt finally I got something that I'm good at. Yes, I'm dating this girl and I'm on holiday in Spain. My old days, I've got a place there, and I'm watching Sky Sports News. I'm dating this girl at the time, and I'm thinking, I hope she doesn't get back with her ex because I really like her. And yeah, I mean, she's fat, but she's semi-famous now. Anyway, And I watched this guy Sports News, and on the ticker underneath, when it's like breaking news, it was like this kid, Vladimir Weiss it was. No one knows. His dad plays for like Slovakia, and his dad's manager, I think. And it came up on the ticker, Vladimir Weiss has moved to Espanyol on loan. And I was like I was getting personal news from the TV. It was a mad experience. But then that just built my ego. It was all based on insecurity. Because I felt like I had nothing. So that made me feel like I was someone. But I was already someone. And that's the point I'm trying to make. Everyone already is someone. Everyone's in balance. And just because you're good at something doesn't make you a better person. Oftentimes it makes you a worse person, I would suggest. Because you get into that celebrity, Hollywood, I'm better than you, Cristiano Ronaldo mindset. But at the end of the day, they're all false idols, which is mad. Which is one of the 10 Commandments. Don't follow false idols, because you should only follow God. Yeah, it seems to me that Hollywood, the people that were behind the states and the Democrats and the money behind them, which ultimately probably leads back to Israel and the EU, and it's not because the Jewish people are not bad. I would suggest that there's probably lots and lots and lots of lovely Jewish people. It just so happens that the Jewish people that have the control, that are losing control, that are damaging people. Because ultimately, like, if you've not clocked onto it yet, all this green stuff, and it's all just like rubbish. And this trans stuff, and it's all just based on control the natural resources. It's when Maduro's got the source code. And it's also why Venezuela is going to be the greatest place on earth in the future. We just need to figure out a way to make sure that Venezuelans benefit from that, and then the money from that oil doesn't go to out of Venezuela. That's really important, because it's known that like Maduro is a dictator, but ultimately I think, you know, having had a Venezuelan wife and, you know, friends that are Venezuelan, they've fled the country as refugees because it was dictatorship, and he was turning the power off, and, you know, they're having to salt the meat and stuff like that. Ultimately, I think they're just running out of money, and he can't. He knows that the future of the world lies in Venezuela. And they can't get the oil out because they overspent. They overspent in the 70s on infrastructure, and then they basically fucked themselves. But it is very, very important that that money stays in Venezuela and it doesn't go to someone else. I'd love to be able to have the opportunity to facilitate that. Because it's really important. Venezuela is like the future of the world. Literally. And the money should stay in Venezuela. It shouldn't go to another power. And Venezuela will be the heartbeat of the world. True story. I'd love to be able to help. And benefit, ultimately. Yeah. It's funny that thing of, I heard of a thing the other day about someone that wants to save the world is really the shadow side of it, is really they want to control the world. And I would love that. But like, you know, Jack Charlton, the famous island manager, had a great quote that's always stuck with me, and it was, be a dictator but be a nice one. And power corrupts. Like, the people that have lost control of the states, the Jewish families that ultimately lead back to Israel and the EU or whatever, the people that control all that, those are basically the same people that have the money. Like, if you were in business and you had a failing business, and you would go bankrupt or whatever, or if it's a limited partnership, a limited company, it'd be the end of it. Like, you'd have to wind it up. Or what you do is you sell it off to someone that can take it forward. Like, if like a retirement sale, like a perfect thing in buying businesses is trying to buy one that's a retirement sale, because it's someone that's not selling it because it's shit, or it's like gone downhill and they're wanting someone to put breathe new life into it, is often the phrase that I hear. I've done my time, and I want someone to take it on that's going to do a good job with it, that's going to breathe new life into it. And ultimately, that's what they should have done with the power, the countries. But they didn't. They twisted society to think that everybody's bloody gay and everybody's green, and it's all bollocks. It's all about oil. Complete and utter fabrication, manipulation through the media, and it's all about oil and power, and that's it. The green thing, the woke thing, it's all been on purpose. How many children have been hurt by the trans thing, which ultimately only feeds back to the people at the top with the money that were trying to get us to stop having kids? And they will happily, knowingly mutilate children in order to facilitate their own power struggle. That is the truth of what is happening. That is the truth of what is happening. It's all a load of baloney, and they manipulate like crazy through the media. And by speaking out about it, this is the first time I've been really candid about it, because I do understand that Venezuela is the source code, and I do understand that I want to make a difference and get involved. And by saying this and putting it out into the universe, I have the opportunity for people to put bad energy onto it, which then will make it more difficult to happen. But ultimately, I do want to help and benefit from it. So, I was going somewhere with it then. Yeah, it's all a load of baloney, and they'll hurt children, and that is just something I cannot get on board with in any way, shape or form. Oh yeah, I know what I was going to say. But because I've started speaking out about it, because I'm obviously aware that there's an awakening consciousness, people are like, the majority of people now are clocking on that conspiracy theories are real. The CIA created the term conspiracy theory in the 60s to negate any power or thought power behind these things that were true, that the system was just fucking us and then gaslighting us, basically. And but the cost of speaking the truth is that I'm alone. I'm completely alone in the world. Like I say, I've got my nan, thank God, who got me onto herbal medicine long time ago. I thank God for that. And then my auntie's very good, but she's also, on the spectrum or whatever, so it's not simple. And the cost of telling the truth is that I'm completely alone. The cost of never breaking my morals has got me completely and utterly alone. I've got my dogs. My dogs on my heart and soul, really. They've really kept me going. I realised yesterday I didn't have them. My boiler broke and I didn't have them in the morning. I didn't have the baby or the dogs. I woke up early. It was like 6:30 and I was like, what the hell am I going to do? So, this Christmas I'm trying not to beat myself up for smoking cigarettes. I smoke B&H Gold. It's like Marlboro Red, like cowboy old man cigarettes. And I am really conscious that I want to stop, because I'm getting fitter, and I want to box and play football and do all these exciting things in my life. And But the cost of that is that the cost is telling the truth and not breaking my morals, protecting my ex with the police, being a man about it, not whinging about it, which is completely hypocritical now that I'm whinging on this video, and I have whinged on videos before. But ultimately, like, I stayed quiet for a long, long time. I followed the Bible. I didn't have a froward mouth. I wasn't gossiping. I kept it all to myself. I followed that Rudyard Kipling poem "If," which is amazing. If anyone's never heard that Rudyard Kipling poem, it's incredible. About being a man. And I took my licks, and I kept quiet, and I didn't tell anyone about what was happening. And ultimately, my life got slightly better when I did start speaking out about it. Well, I say that, did it? I'm on my own. Christmas on my own. I'm gonna have a Christmas dinner this year. I don't have any presents. Don't have any cards. Don't have anyone to go and see. Other than my grandparents, but again, it's not that simple with the dogs. So that's, I guess, I hope, paying the cost to be the boss. And I hope that karma will pay me back, and God will pay me back in future. And that ultimately I'll be able to help and benefit from keeping Venezuela's money in Venezuela and making it the hub of the future. Which it is, if someone can manage it properly and not break the morals and not let the power corrupt, and make sure the people of Venezuela are the ones that benefit, as well as the people of the world. Obviously, the people that are in control of the states and Israel, because they've just mismanaged, whether it's ego, arrogance. I imagine possibly very true, and they've obviously mismanaged it. They've lost control, and instead of just handing it over nicely and just being like, do you know what, go out. Instead of going out swinging in that regard, bow out gracefully. Just hand it over to someone that's gonna make a better job of it. But ultimately, like, who is gonna make a better job of it? That's the thing, isn't it? Me, hopefully. And Daniela, when she comes to her senses. The birth wasn't good. My mum wasn't good with her. Her life was difficult, and she just decided to destroy me, which made me stronger. Which is why I kind of think, like, challenge post-traumatic growth. So the Venezuelans should benefit from that money and that oil. I'd like to facilitate that happening. Please God, if you're listening, which you are, never lying, never breaking my morals. I wrote a poem about this actually a few years ago. Oh, how does it start? I'll never break this. There's got a few lines in it. I'll never break my morals en route to the top. I'll spread my wings and fly my own flock. My greatest test is just to do my best. I give my life for this pursuit to be great next. I'm the example the world needs to have. I was born for this. This is why I'm here. This is why I'm here, because I can. There's more to it about, like, purpose and humility, and I'll dig it out. It's sad that no one listens to me yet. Well, I'm sure they're starting to. My Instagram followers are going up. But then it's just isolate. Because I think there's lots of people that are like, they realise that the system's not there to help, it's there to control, and they don't give a hoot how they get to that point. And hopefully I can be the voice that, helps people wake up. But at the same time, it's incredibly isolating, because the majority of people, especially the ones that I was around when I was younger, like living in Ibiza and things like that, they're all very, very image focused and bitchy, and they've just, because they stopped drinking, I just faded into the background really. I realised that when I moved in with an ex of mine, I moved down to Staffordshire in 2016, and from that point I was sort of detached from, my world got smaller in 2016. You know, I didn't really know anyone. I made some friends in rugby, but I was just going out getting hammered on my own. Go to the pub. Actually, no, I didn't get I did get hammered on my own. But I was going to the pub, the Talbot in Stone. Cheers. Playing darts. I did play darts on my own a lot. But that was in 2016, and I realised recently that's nearly 10 years. Because after that, after I broke up with her, she was incredibly mentally abusive and mean. I broke up with her and then moved back in with my mum and dad, so that wasn't great, and that was for like a year or two or whatever. And then I found out about what happened to me when I was a kid, because I was doing therapy and looking after myself and going after the rugby dream. And then I moved to Spain and didn't know anyone to get away, and then I moved back and the whole police chapter happened, and then now, and I'm thinking, holy shit, that's 10 years nearly. I've nearly been in that hermit mode for like 10 years. I've been drinking for 5 of them. So I don't go out. I don't go do social events. All I do, is I wake up and I sort out my responsibilities, I work on my business ideas. I don't eat that well because I've got this fungal thing. So I actually eat nuts and meat and Huel, but even Huel's got too many carbs in it for me. 23 grams per bottle is just too much. It just sets off my body, and I get like a hangover. It's weird. And that's it. And I prepare and I look after the house. You know, I do the washing or whatever, and try and keep on top of cleaning, and then I go and get my kid 3 times a week, and then that's fun and chaos. And then after that, it's just okay. Let's get the house straight. I'm like a single mum. I walked around in this jumper the other day, walking around Costco, and I was thinking, I literally look like a single mum. I'm going and buying. I'm going around. What is it? Home Bargains, B&M, getting my bleach, my cleaning products with a baby in the thing, and it's during the day, and it's like I look like I am a single mum, and I'm in line behind me, in front of me, is like 2 single mums, or just 2 mums in general. But it's true, by the way. If you're doing a good job being a mum, it's a completely thankless task, and you're doing a great job. Especially if you're putting your kids first, which some do, and that is fantastic, and you should be commended. And if you don't hear it from anyone else, you're doing a great job, and thank you, because looking after your kids is the most important thing you can do. I just feel like a single mum of 3, just 2 of them have got tails. So by the time I've got the house straight, which I never really get, I only get to about 80% at any one time, 70 maybe, just do my best. I then got to take dogs out again, or then I've got to work on my businesses, and then I've got to go and get the kid, and then it's like I don't really leave the house. I go to the boxing gym. That's something that's really, really good for me, and I'm really pleased with the progress of that. I was watching the Misfit stuff, and the Anthony Joshua, Jake Paul, and it's just like, it's weird. They shouldn't really call themselves professional boxers. Even Anthony Joshua, like when he's throwing his hand's like all the way down here. Andrew Tate fighting with his chin in the air. Chased him more. That guy just like not really throwing shots. It's just like circus, really, isn't it? Yeah, fair play to them. Bless me, but they're not professional boxers because they're rubbish. But even professional boxers are rubbish. I'm gonna have to have a cigarette. Even professional boxers are rubbish. Anthony Joshua, who was like throwing the punches with. I can't, but you got to keep that one locked and loaded if you're fighting in orthodox. And when you're punching, you've got to keep it there, because if you don't, you're gonna get clocked. You got to keep your elbows in tight, like really tight, and you got to be moving your head and keeping your hands up. So when you throw a shot like the left hook, you don't throw it like that, because you're gonna get clocked over the top. And that's what Andrew Tate was doing. And they gassed like crazy. Jake Paul gassed massively. What did Carl Froch say? You can't worship money and God at the same time. Because it is all for money, that. But ultimately, they're getting hurt. Like Jake Paul got his jaw broken, I presume badly, because he got clocked by a heavyweight boxer. That's why there's weight classes. Which I don't know which one I even am now, because my weight's coming down a little bit at the moment. And I fought at heavyweight as well the first time, and I got hurt. Got my nose badly broken. Couldn't breathe that one side. Got a nose job. Said it'd make me more handsome while you're at it. And he barely took anything off it. I still got a conch. I didn't want to do the work. Probably get it done again after a box. I don't know. Fuck me. I feel so alone. So lonely. Because I can't get a job because I got framed, basically. Got convicted and didn't plead guilty because I didn't have legal representation, because I didn't know what the hell I was doing. I had no support, and the duty solicitor was a cow. And she said, I was basically saying before I was going to plead not guilty, but I didn't have anyone to help. The only person that could have helped tell the truth was my sister, and she wouldn't, because she was siding with my mum, and my mum did it on purpose. So I had no one to help. So even if I pled not guilty, there was no one that could help. That's what I thought. I'm trying to find a defence lawyer now to clear my name. Yeah, that was this year as well. Got convicted. But I was a victim of domestic and mental abuse. Which was facilitated on purpose by my own family. I broke down my marriage and the person that I love with all my heart. I would sacrifice and did sacrifice anything for. Love her with everything I've got. We're connected, it's mad. I did anything for her. I knew it was the mental health. That's why I protected her. That's why I never said anything. I was trying to be a man, protect my woman. But she had people in her ear from her past, her friends or whatever, saying take the money off him. So I've got to find £300,000 to pay her off. Which means selling my rental property, which is my job. I worked really hard renovating that house. And that's how I had the flexibility to do business and go be a rugby player and box or whatever. It's been a bad year. I really wish this didn't help so much. They're so strong as well, those ones. If I have a couple of days off, blow your head off. So strong. Yeah, man, this year's been mental. Arrested multiple times when I was doing nothing wrong. Convicted, lied about, haven't not seen my kid. Daniela's mental health through the floor. She's been getting encouraged to divorce me and take money and hurt me and stop me seeing the kid, and she's believing these people because she hasn't got any support network here, because I was the only one that she could trust, and she's got people telling her that she can't trust me. Turned on me, tries to hurt me, did hurt me. Then I got convicted because my mum on purpose gave the CCTV to the police when I finally lost my temper after getting arrested like 6 times for doing nothing wrong. Finally lost my temper because I was like, fine, you don't love me, whatever, I'll take the kid on the chin, but you were hurting my kid. I could see that it was affecting Leonardo. I could see that he was missing me. I could see that they were stopping seeing me on purpose. They were ignoring my calls. I went round there because I thought they might be there. They were all there. She wouldn't let me see him. She locked the door. My mum was doing it on purpose. I begged and pleaded and pleaded and begged my mum, please stop doing this on purpose to hurt me. She carried on doing it. She broke down Daniela. She gave Daniela a mental breakdown. Then Daniela turned on me. And my mum knew what she was doing. She gave the CCTV to the police, and the police convicted me of punching Daniela when I didn't. The police have now been lying about me, I've realised, because the family court thing. Finally, when the penny drops people, when normally when I start crying my eyes out, because it's so unjust, it's so unfair, I started crying my eyes out on the phone to the Kafkas woman, it's the family court people, and she said, on my rap sheet it says that I punched her. I didn't say anything in the first call because I was so distraught after having all these things being read out about me. Even the times when I was falsely arrested, when I'd done nothing wrong, times when I hadn't even spoken to her, I was on the sofa because I pissed off the police by complaining about them, about this horrible, angry, minging people, to the 5-10% in the police that are horrible. 90% are good, 80-90% are very, very good people that want to help. Bobby is massive respect for. These sergeants, they knew what they were doing. I complained and I pissed them off, and they were purposely hurting me. They sent the sergeants round. Sergeants don't do that. Sergeants don't do that. They did it to hurt me. And it did hurt me. It gave me a huge panic attack. I had to relive my childhood sexual abuse because I was sat on the couch having a huge panic attack, convulsing. They said I was faking. They gripped me. They threw me in a van in front of my neighbours when I'd literally not done anything wrong. I complained about them, pissed them off. And then they lied about me because the Kafkas woman told me, because I rang up, we made a good rapport, because I started crying. She was like, oh my God, this is actually, yeah, it's the penny dropped. I rang her back and I said, oh, hiya Kaz, I just wanted to check something with you. Would you mind just double checking for me? Because you said on my thing that I punched her, and I never punched her. It's on video that I didn't punch her, and I never punched her. And I always thought it was weird that I got convicted of a poke. I was shouting, yeah, but shout is as bad as it was. But I was like, there's huge context. I was a victim of mental abuse. I've been arrested multiple times. My mum's an absolute sociopath. So my dad's like possibly sociopathic as well. Like genuinely, like not saying that as a slur, like actually zero empathy. They try and hurt me. And I was on the phone to the Kafkas woman, and I rang her back and I said, Kaz, can you just double check this for me? And she went, yeah, don't worry, love, I'll log into the system. She logged into the system. She was just something they wouldn't normally do for someone. Because I built a good rapport with her, she was, after I was crying on the phone, she said, take your time, go and have a cup of tea, like take some time for yourself, go for a walk. Right, anyway, so I called them back, and I called Kaz back, and she goes in, she logs into the system, she opens it up, and she reads directly the information directly from the police, word for word, about why I was convicted. And on that it says that I punched Daniela. So someone in the police has lied about me. They've lied about me, possibly to get me convicted, because they were pissed off at me because I rightfully complained about them. And they've lied about me. The police have lied about me. They said that I punched it, and I don't know where they've lied. I don't know who's lied. I don't know I know why they've lied, but I don't know how that can be allowed to happen. And because of that, there's a possibility that the judge will see that and make an assumption about me, and I'll lose my kid. And then if I lose my kid and Daniela's got a full pocket of £300,000, because that's what it says in the prenup, there's a possibility that she could flee the country. If she goes to Spain, she could then fly to Colombia and set up a new life and retire, and I'll never see my son again. That's what's been happening this year. And I literally never break my morals. I never lie. I never hurt anyone. I'll stand up and I'll tell people the truth, because that's what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to stand up to bullies. And I will do it in the most eloquent way possible. The complaints that I made to the police were incredibly eloquent. I explained everything, and they knowingly said that they'd done nothing wrong. They said they'd done nothing wrong, and they had. And they lied about me. And they lied about me. The direct messaging from the police to the family court, it says that I punched Daniela. It's on video that I didn't punch Daniela. I poked her on the shoulder. I poked her on the shoulder for an open car window because she wouldn't let me see my kid. My mum's there. They were all fucking playing with me. And I poked her on the shoulder because she got her phone out and she started calling 999 again. And she started calling 999 again. She promised me that she wouldn't do it again. I'm stood there. So I said, Daniela, I'm right here, stop it. I can see it. So I poked her on the shoulder, saying, I'm right here, stop it. And I got convicted. I always thought it was weird that I got convicted for a poke. I was shouting, yeah, I lost my temper, yeah. Why? Because of everything that I've explained. My life was being destroyed on purpose by people, and I was getting blamed for it when I'd literally done nothing wrong. And now I find out that the police have been lying about me. They've lied. They've literally said that I punched her. But does that mean that that's what was sent to the CPS? Have they doctored what happened in my interview, the explanation? Because when I was interviewed, when I finally told the truth, there was an Italian girl and she really wanted to help me. She knew that I was the victim. She even gave me a book recommendation on forgiveness, how to forgive my family and not let it get to me, not be angry and stuff about it, and forgive them. Forgiveness is a choice. So this woman, this interviewing police officer, this Italian woman, was trying to help me. Then it gets from the interview, it goes to the CPS, but there was a delay. And in that delay, it took a while, and I was like, why is this taking so long? But somewhere after my interview, before getting convicted, in that space, or at some point, someone has changed it and said that I punched her. When I didn't. It's on camera, not punching her. And the whole conversation that was had with the police was, yeah, it's a lot, but because you did the poke, along with the shouting, it's enough to convict for an assault. Section 39 assault. But someone's lied somewhere about me and said that I punched them, and I didn't. It's on camera. It was never in the conversation. So why then is that coming up on the Kafkas people directly from the police saying that I punched her? When I could lose my kid over this. When I was the victim of domestic violence. I was the victim of police neglect and abuse. I was the victim of mental abuse by my mum. I'm the one that's getting the blame for everything. I'm the one that's alone. I'm the one that never lies. I'm the one that sticks to the morals. I'm the one that will do anything to help other people. I'm the one that lets old people go in front of me. I'm the one that does my best to help everyone. I want to be the person that helps more people than anyone ever. That's one of my affirmations. I let people go in the lights on purpose because it sets off a chain reaction. So they've lied about me. The actual police have actually, someone somewhere has lied about me, and it's completely destroyed my life. Completely. And Daniela's got this friend in her ear going, oh, take the money, we'll fuck off to Colombia, we'll have the money. If she goes to Spain, if she gets full custody, right, this is the situation. If Daniela, full custody, it's called lives with order. If Daniela gets that, because she's painted me as this monster, even though it was never me that was the monster, if she successfully paints me as that, which she was trying to do because she's got these people in her ear, because she had a mental breakdown and then she's got these people in her ear, these bad people with bad intentions that are only focusing on the money and how that's going to benefit them, I can guarantee you, Daniela, this girl called Carla, who is going to get a fucking karma is going to hit her like a ton of bricks because she's purposely and I've had this happen before, happened with my best mate, these narcissistic women that don't like me, and my mum's done it, my best mate's wife did it, Nicole. I've had it happen numerous times where the woman will purposely, they call it a cizañera in Spanish, and it's one of those women that gossips and lies and twists narratives, right? I've had it done before, so I can see what's happened. And this friend Carla was doing it to Daniela, and it worked because Daniela was vulnerable. She didn't trust me anymore because she had this friend in her ear. I noticed a huge change in Daniela's behaviour as soon as that old friend came back into her life. And she's twisted Daniela against me. And Daniela's believed it, just like my best mate believed it, just like my dad believed it. And it's only because these women don't like me. And they want what they want, and what they want is £300,000 to fuck me and take my loved one off me, which is exactly what happened with my best mate for 30 years, give or take 25, 30, because I ended up not even going to his wedding. I was supposed to be best man. I had a speech, I made a song, like I was supposed to be best man at his wedding, but because of his wife, 10 years of twisting and manipulating and turning him against me, he believed it because he's weak. And vulnerable. He was vulnerable because his dad died, and that's when she got involved and she just destroyed him. Turned him against me. That's what these women, this certain type of woman does that. My mum is one of them. And I just kept quiet. Kept quiet for so long about all of it. Just following what it said in the Bible. We don't actually need laws because we've got literally laws from God. Which, if everybody followed, we wouldn't need governments and power to control us, lie to us, propaganda us, manipulate us, give them the opportunity, give the devil the opportunity to win. I think he's winning. Twisting with all the sex and telly. Sam Smith, fucking hell, this hedonism, this satanic pursuit of hedonism. Like, Satanism is actually a thing. I always thought it was fucking... I would be having huge levels of anxiety now if I hadn't spoken out. The last 6 months I've started speaking out. Every time I heard a siren, I knew I had a panic attack. Because I didn't know if they were coming for me or not. Because I live in Warrington, you hear them fairly regularly, and every single time I would shit my pants because I thought they're coming for me again. There was 2 times, well 3 times actually, this is another mad story. There was 3 times where I called the police for help, right? And on 2 of the times I was arrested, even though I was calling for help. Because I pissed them off. Because I made them look bad. I didn't make you look bad, you made yourselves look bad. I just told the truth. Yeah, this is a bad story from this year as well. So there were times when, obviously, social services thought I was a monster, been painted as a monster, police thought were pissed off at me, or thought I was a monster and pissed off at me. Family just causing it on purpose and reveling in it. Machiavellian destruction of my life. And yeah, there was one time when, because it got so bad, I was so alone, like completely alone. Everyone thought I was a monster. That was fucked. I had no one, I had no help. I had 2 dogs. I wasn't being asked. I was fucked. I had nothing and no one. to help. So there were a few times where it just got so bad, I was so alone, it was so like, I was like, right, I need to call for help. Because this can't continue. It's like suicidal as fuck. The only reason I didn't commit suicide was because I'm a kid. Because I couldn't ever possibly, no matter what I was going through. So what I realised having a friend that commits suicide is, suicide doesn't stop the pain, it only passes it to someone else. And I couldn't do that to my son. I love him too much. I could never ever do that. I know, just got this thing, I just couldn't hurt him like that. So no matter how bad it was horrible. And I was mega suicidal. Death was 100% the easier option for a long time. And I just couldn't do it to him. But when it got really bad and I was like, I've got to at least try, I called the police for help and I got arrested myself. And there was another time, this is a mad story from this year. So I was renting cars out and I'm in this little green Fiat 500, right? And I called the police for help and I'm driving around this Fiat 500 and I'm like, and in the back of my head I'm thinking, I'm gonna get picked up here, but I've got to try because this is fucked. So I called them for help, and I'm driving around in this little Fiat 500, and I get home. I'm driving home, and I see the police van turning down my cul-de-sac. On my road. So like I keep driving. So I kind of drive, keep going around, turn around the roundabout, and I go back just to double check. And they've gone back that way, and I've come back that way. Right, and I go driving past the police like that, who I've just called for help, who I know now are coming to arrest me, right? And I'm driving like that. I slow down, I put the visor down because I know if they see me, I'm going in for 24 hours. Even though I'm the one that just called for help. So I put the visor down, and I slow and I clock that it's the two people that there's a Sophie woman, there's another guy, a tall guy with a big nose, and I see them driving past me, and obviously, like, lawfully, I don't know that they're there to arrest me, so I didn't actually do anything illegal. Like, lawfully, I didn't. I sort of knew that they were going to come get me, but they hadn't said anything. Like, I hadn't broken any laws by doing what I did. But I'm in this little tiny Fiat 500, right? And I drive past. I pull some visors down. I'm hiding behind the visor, and I presume strongly that they're gonna come and arrest me, even though I've literally just called them for help. And I'm in this little 500 and I'm slowing down and I'm like, oh shit, they're not gonna be here to help me, you know? They're not gonna be here to come, oh Adam, you're okay, we've got your call, can we help by any stretch? Chances of that happening probably pretty slim. Chances of me going in for 24 hours probably pretty high. But obviously I don't know. So this is the point where, like, I haven't done anything unlawful or illegal. And I slow down and I'm in this little Fiat 500 and I'm like, oh shit, because, like, really, why are they coming to my house anyway? As I say, lawfully, not done anything wrong. And I get in this little, I'm driving, I slow down, and they're coming past, and I'm like, oh shit. So I slow down, I pull the sun visor, I hide behind the sun visor, they can't see that it's me, even though it's got Warrington Car Hire, which is my company at the time, on the front of it. And then I'm going and I can see them in the rear mirror, and they turn down my cul-de-sac, and I just drop it into second. I'm like Lewis fucking Hamilton, Roma Queen, what's it, like, I can't remember the English name. That film Cars, when it's like Owen Wilson. Drop it in a second, swish down this little road, Cinnamon Lane North, bam, I'm down there, I'm fucking only going 30. To get away from them. I'm like, I feel like I'm James Bond right now. I feel like I'm in a movie scene. I'm driving this little Fiat 500, police possibly going to arrest me, even though I'm the one that's just called for help. Fucking put it in second, spin around. I have to go and hide in this little tiny cul-de-sac. I ring my auntie because my parents aren't going to help, and it's like it's the only person that could possibly lend an ear. I'm like, I don't know what to do. I'm hiding out from the police because I'm pretty sure that they're going to arrest me, even though I've not done anything wrong and I'm calling for help. Honestly, it was such a mad thing. Yeah, I was saying it now. I can't believe it even happened. Honestly, I was like, and I saw them go down the cul-de-sac, and I was like, fuck this. Got away, and then they never came back for me after that. So, yeah, mate, wild, weird, yeah. You know the mad thing as well? When I got arrested at the doors of the maternity ward, because they said that I broke in this order, that I couldn't be around Daniela. And I'm sure I've shared this on here before. I had a 30-day order placed on me where I couldn't see them, but there was a stipulation that if the baby was born, I could go to the birth. So obviously that happened. She's pregnant, 3 weeks into this order, whatever. Baby's born. I get the call. I go to the hospital. She nearly dies. He nearly dies. So we're there. She had an emergency C-section. She had the baby pushed back up into her. Huge mistakes made by the woman that was doing it. And then we tried to meet up with her and talk about it, and she was like, "It's just all gaslighting bullshit." She made a huge mistake. Actually, Daniela should be entitled to a huge amount of compensation because it damaged her mental health so badly. But the lawyers won't take it because physically she was fine afterwards. Anyway, it's like the day 4. I've not slept really. I've slept on the bed a bit. Not the bed, the chair next to the bed. I've been walking it, like helping her go to the bathroom. I've been wiping her. I've been changing nappies. I've been, doing my duty as a dad and a man. And then on like day 4, I go to do like I can't remember what it was. Like it was to check like take the baby in to check that his hearing and senses were all right. I'm going to this other room, and then we put the baby back, and then the nurse comes to me and she goes, "Oh, can I just have a word with you in there?" And she sits me down and she says, "Right, we've had a call from the police and they're coming to get you." And I was like, "What? Why?" And apparently you've broken this order. And I'm like, bear in mind I've built rapport with the nurses at this point, and like, so the police, so after that she's like, "You gotta go and get your stuff, don't tell Daniela." Well, I decided not to tell Daniela. So I go and get my bag and say, "Oh, I'm just going now, I'm just going to go home, get some stuff, get a shower on, whatever." And then I walk out of the little ward that she's in, and there's 2 police, one of the bobbies that arrested me in the first instance, which was the one that I told part of the story to, like, "Oh, I'm just calling for help. I didn't know what to do, so I called the police, she was having a breakdown." But none of that was shared to the other sergeant, who then came out and arrested me, even though she didn't have the full information, and she didn't even ask the other bobby, because she rules the 9/5, she's mental. He could have really helped me because he didn't share any of what I said to the sergeant in the initial instance when I called the police for help. Danielle was having a mental breakdown because my mum mentally abused her, and she just snapped, whatever. And he was the one, and there was 2 bobbies stood in the maternity ward coming to put cuffs on me, take me in. I even had to say to them, "Lads, do you mind if we could go behind the other side of the double doors? This is like, it's a bit humiliating for everyone, all the hospital staff, you're making it a big deal." It was a huge deal. Got arrested at the doors of the maternity ward because apparently I'd broken this order, and this is where I was going with it. So then I'm in for 24 hours, I'm in overnight, get my Bible, doing my yoga or meditation or whatever in the cell, and the next day I go to court. I've definitely shared this story on here before. And I go to court, and I noticed this because it was 2 older women in like the 60s, 70s, the court staff that took me up. So I'm stood there, and it's like what you see on the TV. You got a big glass screen, it's all mahogany wood, and I'm stood behind there, and there's a judge and 2 people sat there. And this is what gives me a little bit of hope in the system, because judges seem to have something in between their ears and they're willing to engage it. And I'm stood there. There was like 2 hours where I thought they both died, right? Then I realised that he was still alive, and I didn't know if she was, because she's in emergency surgery. So there's like an hour where I met my kid for the first time, but I thought my wife was dead and she wasn't going to come back. And then I've spent 4 days looking after her. Then I've been arrested, even though the guy that arrested me could have helped me not get arrested in the first place, but didn't because of this abusive sergeant. And then I've been arrested at the maternity ward. And then I go in for 24 hours, and the first thing the judge said, "How are you? The first thing, he didn't say how am I, he said, "How's the baby? Is everything okay?" So I said, "Yeah, he's doing fine now. He's, alive and kicking, and yeah, mum's okay." And then they let me go. He said, obviously, like, it doesn't say in the order that you can't be there for longer if there's a problem, whatever. I didn't leave the hospital only to get food, and he just let me go. Yeah, free of charge, and almost as like kind of apologetic. Yeah. And then you get £2.50 for a bus fare. And I went and bought a toy for the lad. And yeah. Mad. Sad. Challenging. Not fair. Is what it is, I guess. Well unfair. And now they've been lying about me as well. Police. I need to find out who and where they've put punch in. How has that been allowed to happen? That they've been allowed to change it and say that I punched him and it was on camera, didn't. How has that been allowed to happen? How has it happened? I'm going to court about that guy that smashed into me on purpose. Yeah, it's been a lot this year. I'll be happy to see the back of it. I'll be happy to see the back of it, and now I'm cold. I need to go see the dogs. But I'm just mega lonely because I'm going to spend Christmas on my own this year. And it's because I don't lie. I tell the truth all the time. And stand up to bullies. I haven't even put a tree up. I'm not going to have any Christmas dinner. I can't even eat it anyway because there's a fungal thing. Oh yeah, that's another mad thing this year. I can't eat. I can't eat anything that's got any carbs in it. That's why I smoke and drink diet soda. Even though diet soda is stopping me losing weight. Definitely does. Some chemical in it, it's 100% stops you losing weight. Definitely. So my weight's not coming down. I'm fairly fit now, actually. I'm much more fit than my body presents. But until I get my weight down, I can't box. So I just need to stop drinking diet soda. I'm stressed on my own, so I need to start smoking so I can get my cardio up. Just mad cycle. Mad cycle. What a year. Mad. Yeah, there was another time when I was so the time when I got convicted, it was so mentally abusive and toxic and horrible and mean and unjust. I lost my temper finally. And I drove back from my parents' house. I got home, I called the police. And if you're a man and you call the police and you say you're being abused or whatever, they don't believe you. And I'm literally at breaking point. I'm at suicide point, and I'm on the phone to the police and I'm saying, please help, I'm being mentally abused, and it's too much, I can't take it or whatever. And she was just being arsey on the phone. The woman was being arsey. So I just started crying and wailing, and obviously she ended up putting the phone down. I dropped the phone or whatever, and then I started making a suicide video, which is the second one that I've done, maybe third, because it was just too much. I started doing this suicide video, and on the suicide video I get a call back from this woman at the police, the call woman, and I'm saying to her, like, please don't let me get arrested again. I'm in a really horrible position. This is too much. It's crazy. It's not fair. La 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 la. Oh no, I saw a video as well. Oh no, don't worry. You won't get arrested. It's fine. I'm listening to you. I believe you or whatever. And then 20 minutes later, we get a knock at the door. It's police. I'm going in for 24 hours because my ex, or Daniela, or whatever you want to call her, the queen of the world, called 7 minutes before I did. And at this point, I'd actually made friends with the police, the bobbies. Because most of them are really nice. Kind of nerdy. Kind of like nice. Like, and I was in for 24 hours ago. All on video. Make a good documentary one day. Yeah. Mad. Mad. You couldn't write it. You couldn't write it. Mad. I really want to lose some more weight so I can box. This is not helping. When I smile, then I can see that my weight's coming down, but I still have weight. Mad. Yeah, mad. And I don't want to go home. I don't want to stop doing the video because I feel like it's keeping me company. So I don't want to stop doing the video because then I've got to realise that I'm on my own again. I've just got to go home and then I've got to tidy up and be on my own. My back's going to be really sore after I get out of the car as well because I've been sat down for so long. I've not been able to sit down for 2 years. I've got like 3 backrests behind me. I've got 2 cushions and a backrest. And I know that now when I step out I'm going to be in pain all day because I've been sat down in the car doing the video, but I don't want to stop doing the video because then I've got to go and be on my own and face the reality of my situation that I'm in. Which is why I escape. That's why I was doing these videos. This is why I play Football Manager, which I'm definitely going to go and do now. Just zone out and pretend like it's not happening. I can't run because of my knee. I can't run because of my back. I can't play rugby because of my back. I can't. It's really, 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 really rubbish. I'm tired of being tired. So toxic. The family is so toxic, and just lie, create narratives, and just have to take it on the chin. It's like like if someone went through a really bad trauma, like a war or lost an arm or a leg or something, and then or like what happened to me as a kid, if I'd known about it when I was a kid, like I would have had help. People would have had to help me with it because it's like so bad that like obviously you have to help or whatever. My whole existence, it feels like, has been like just shy of that level where someone needs to help, like it or not, if that makes sense. So like it's just been at like 90% for like, it feels like forever. Getting kicked out of school in such rubbish thrown under the bus circumstances. It's just been like injustice after injustice, and just like that level of like bad but not bad enough for anyone to help or have to help for like so long, especially like this year. Like if the car crash had been slightly worse, and I had lost the feeling in my legs instead of only partially for a little bit or whatever. And like, I was on the phone to my parents crying, saying I'm scared, I'm losing the feeling in my legs, and it just didn't help. Still having to get up every day and walk the dogs. It didn't help. Like, I'm crying on the phone saying I'm losing the feeling in my legs, I'm really scared. I think they came round and brought like bread and cheese or whatever once at the beginning. But they don't like me because I stand up to them because they're incredibly toxic. Mate. But one caveat of all of this moaning, and I guess the only reason I do it is because there's no one else to fucking listen. A therapist isn't going to be able to help. I've already done 6 years with a PhD level psychologist. I do the spiritual work, I do the wellness work, I do the introspect. There's no one to listen or help. That's why I feel like I'm not alone when I'm doing the video, because I'm talking, and even though I'm talking, it just feels like I've got someone to talk to. That's why I don't want to go home, because then I've got no one to talk to. No one to listen or care or. But I am excited for the future. But I'm just so alone. So alone, so sad. I'm so sad and lonely. I'm so lonely and sad. So lonely. And I don't go out anywhere because I just take care of my priorities. My responsibilities. I take care of my responsibilities, like, so I don't go out to pubs, I don't go out drinking, I don't meet anyone, do anything, don't go out socially, don't go out on the weekends, I don't go out. I just take care of what I need to take care of, my responsibilities, the best I can. Just so lonely. People mention that Andy's Man Club to me, but it's too heavy. It's too heavy. I can't tell people about it. It's too heavy. They don't know what to say. They get weird. And like, it just pushes people away. Like, if you knew what happened to me at that club camp, if people knew the whole story, the brains can't handle it. People can't handle listening to the story about the birth, like actually what happened, like how bad it was. People can't handle hearing it. It just pushes them away. And like, even like Andy's Man Club, like it's just not gonna help. It's not gonna get me what I want. It just pushes people away. Oh God, if you knew what happened to me at that camp. Losing your virginity at 7 to a man. And it gets way worse than that. men. And I know who it was. There was nothing I could do about it. He was working in the Aldi around the corner from me. Couldn't go in Aldi. Worked in the gym when I always thought it was weird that he wouldn't make eye contact with me at the gym when I was like 18, 19. I was like, why is that guy not making eye contact with me? Because he remembered me. And he knew I didn't remember him. Now I do. Well, there it was. 2 lads from around where I live. Who were scouts. Yeah, they made me do shit. I tried to run off. Tried to run off and hide in this like scout hut. I can picture the door handle, old white door with all those dark brown wooden handles, like the shaky ones. Then hiding and finding me, screaming for help, begging for my dad. They're sort of laughing about it. And then the things that they made me do. I've never even said this out loud. The other kid, he's a foster kid, he was like known in the area for being in like a ring, I think. Him and his brother getting mad shit done to them. He ended up doing it to someone, getting done for it. My body it was so bad that it just blanked it out for so long. Thank God, really. Just waited for me to be ready to know about it. I couldn't say they were beautiful for years, and I always thought that was weird. Why can't I say beautiful? They were making me call him Beautiful Andy. That's why I'm so like thingy about protecting children, because I wasn't protected, and it's a really, really big deal to me to protect kids. Which is why I get so triggered about this whole trans thing, trans surgeries on kids. Yeah. Fuck me. My mum said that it never happened. That's when I went to Spain. Blamed me for being there. Why were you even there? And then claimed that she never said that. That's literally why I left the country. And then met the love of my life. That I would sacrificed everything for: freedom, money, time, energy. Big dream. Exeter Chiefs wanted me. I was about to pull off the impossible. Everyone told me it was impossible. You're never going to be a professional athlete after 30. So close to proving them all wrong. Pulling it off. So close. I'm still here because of God, and I'm sad and I'm angry and I'm alone, I'm tired. I'm excited for the future. I'll be pleased to see the back of this year. It's so mad when I say it out loud. It's so mad when I say it out loud. I just don't. People can't hear it. There's no one to tell anyway. Shut up. Fucking an hour and 20 minutes of video of me. What is this? What is this? What the fuck is this? Fuck. Now I'm hungry and I've got nothing to eat and I can't really eat anything because I just fucked my body up. So I have to have a sip of Huel and a handful of nuts. I don't want to go home because then I feel alone. And somehow doing this makes me feel less alone. And I'm an hour and 20 minutes into a video. I've just been sat here on my own. And this is the most connected I've felt in ages. And I just have to hold on to the hope that I've got a beautiful son, be grateful for what I've got. I've got a roof over my head, I've got 2 amazing dogs, I've got a beautiful son. I've got an exciting future. Just hunker down, strap in, and ride it out. One foot in front of the other, be stoic. But man, I just want a cuddle. Not had anyone to lie on, but rest my head on, just take the weight from just a minute. Sometimes the dog lets me do it. I just rest my head on him and I think, oh, I'm resting on someone. He doesn't like it, so it kicks me off. That's just you realise the real things in life, like having a settled family, a good woman behind you, a settled family unit. That's the real gold. You know, materialism and possessions it can't make you happy. I grew up, having access to money, and I did the Armani and I never had watches, but I'd go out wearing watches, the champagne, the VIP areas, the baller, which is actually wasting money, nice car, Fitbird, and after time you just realise that none of it has the potential to make you happy, none of it. And the only things that have is family and love, doing things that you enjoy to do because you enjoy to do them, like niche hobbies. There's turns me on, it fires me up. People that have niche hobbies, I really like this lightsaber fighting thing, because all the people that are doing competitive lightsaber fighting, they're doing it because they love competitive lightsaber fighting. That is cool. That is the source. That is love. That is passion. Family and doing what you love. That's it. Having a good woman behind you, taking care of your responsibilities, having a loving, settled home. Don't get me started on the schooling system, but Like that's like only, and having someone to, you know, be intimate with, cuddles, having sex, like settled, like together, family, and then doing things that you enjoy to do just because you enjoy to do them, not because of how it looks to the outside world, just because you love it. I try and be like that with boxing. I just love it. I love doing it. And just like having people around you that care about you and want to see you do well, and you do the same to them, you know? All the other shit is shit. Doesn't mean anything, doesn't achieve anything. Just gets you some social status off other people that are materialistic as well, which ultimately is what Instagram is, and it's baseless. It's all baseless. It's all baseless. The only things that aren't baseless is love and family, caring, support, mutual, and then cuddles and sex and nice food and cooking for each other, and having fun with the kids, playing with your kids, like playing with the dog, take the dog for a walk, the bond, the love. I feel very lucky that I get to spend some time with my kid and the dogs together, and that feeling of like seeing him happy and seeing them happy, and feeling like a little bit like I've got family. Like when me and my lad and the two dogs are in the house together, even though it's so annoying at times, and it's like quite a lot to like plates juggle, because the dogs get jealous when my attention has to be on the baby, so they're on me, especially Red. He's on me. Biggie's in a mood sulking because he's not getting attention. Red's all over me because he wants attention, because I'm having to make sure that the baby doesn't hurt himself. But like that, when you walk in the house, or like when I go and pick him up from nursery, and I usually take the dogs with me, and when we get close to the car, he starts getting all excited, and it's just like that feelings like that's the sauce. That is the sauce. That is the raw sauce, no ketchup. That thing, that excitement, that love, that's it. That's the thing. That's the goal. That's the holy grail. Not the keeping up with the Joneses. Which, keeping up with the Kardashians, by the way, it's so obvious that it's so close to keeping up with the Kardashians and keeping up with the Joneses, but you can't. So you just have people that try. All the shit that they're going for won't make them happy, but they do it because they think they should do it, because it's cool on the TV and they see these successful, sexy people, and they're the damage that they're doing to society. Like Beyonce and Kim Kardashian, the damage that those women do to society is so huge. Jay-Z as well. But the elites know what they're doing. So if people listen to me, everything will get better. I could fix it. I could fix it. I could fix everything. Good. Will. I have already. Just got to wait for it to manifest. I come up with some mad stuff that people, and now it's turning some people on, it turns people off, but the only reason it turns people off is because you've been brainwashed by the media into believing certain things are really true, and society is built on these things, but they're not true. And I could really help. I already have it. Just wait for it to manifest. That's why I'm still here as well. hope in God, I'm a kid. I just have to tell myself Christmas is just another day. But I love Christmas. That was the one this year. Or last, really. This year's gonna be more lonely though, because I actually won't see anyone. Procrastinating stopping this video. Shouldn't flick these, I'm aware of that. It's not cool smoking. Drive around my windows down now, air it out so it doesn't smell. Merry Christmas everybody. If you've got a family that love you and care for you, give them a hug. Tell them you love them. Do something nice for them. Don't post it on Instagram because do something nice. Just do it to be nice. Have a good Christmas everyone. Take care. Take care of yourselves, take care of your loved ones. Don't lie. Just be honest. Take the licks if you have to. Don't do anything, don't break your moral compass. Everyone's got one, don't break it. You'll make bad karma for yourself. And yeah, say a prayer for me if anyone sees this, please. Because I'm lonely. I don't imagine anyone will watch this, but if you do, thanks for watching.